wasn't yours. I'm going back, I'm going back, I'm going back, I'm going back, I'm going back to who I was before. I like me better, I like me better.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So it's been a minute since I've done a story time, and I was actually planning on filming a completely different video, and then I thought about this in the bathroom this morning. So I'm going to sit down and do, I guess, the part 2 to a story I kind of started a couple months ago. And if you guys did not know, I've had a couple opportunities of being a model for brands campaign shoots. And a couple months ago, I told a story about my experience getting my hair professionally installed by a celebrity hairstylist. So in that video, I posted a picture so you guys can understand, have a visual of what it looks like on my head, right? So in the comments of that video, y'all were like, okay, cool, like I get what this story is about, but I'm gonna need you to explain why the makeup looks like that in the picture that you posted. And I told you guys that I would do a part 2, another story time later on, of my experience, what it's like getting my makeup professionally done as a model for brand campaigns, right? So that's what I'm doing in this video. A whole lot later than I told you guys I would do it, but at least I'm here, right? So if you guys want to hear that, then let's go. So I was booked as a model for this campaign. I'm gonna keep saying model because I just want to make, I am not a model, okay? I watched America's Next Top Model just like everyone else did, so I got the little hint of what the environment is like, what goes on behind the scenes, but that is about it, okay? So I get there and I go to hair first. And again, there's a whole story time on that, so if you haven't seen it, I'll have it linked so you guys know about that experience. But after hair, it's time for me to get my makeup done, right? So I go to the other side of the room where makeup is, and I'm introduced to, I don't know what to call her. Here's the thing. So I don't like calling people by their actual names in these videos in case anyone knows them. But the thing is, like, I also quickly forget people's names. So sometimes I think my subconscious starts telling me to name this person this name because that's their actual name, right? Like that's me remembering what their name is. So I'm gonna call her Sabathia, because there's no possible way that's what her name is, right? So I'm introduced to Sabathia and they tell me, you know, she's who's going to do my makeup for this shoot. So I sit down in the chair, and unlike hair, I can actually see, like there's a mirror, right? I'm surface level with the mirror, so there's technically a mirror across from me, which thinking about it makes sense, you know, because I guess hair and makeup, like it's easier for them to work above you, so you gotta sit lower. I don't know. Anyway, there's a mirror directly across from me, so technically, like, this should be easier because I can see what's going on, right? But the problem is, y'all know I can't see far away. I cannot see far away. I want to say, like, if this is me sitting in her chair, the mirror is probably 15 feet away, so there's no possible way I can see what my face looks like, right? I only have, like, a little blurry glob in the mirror of what my face is. So I'm sitting in the chair. I would think I'm super easy to work with, especially since I can't see, right? So it's not like I'm nitpicking, like this looks like that looks like that. And I also am like, that's not what I'm here to do, right? I'm just lending out my face for you to use for this campaign. So I'm sitting there, she's doing my face, and I don't want to go too hard on her, right? Because she was a nice person. She was nice personality. But like, you also need to catch some of this drag because this is your job, right? You're being paid for this, and this is my face that's going to be in these pictures. And the thing is, like, if you can't do dark skin, then just say you can't do dark skin, right? So she gonna catch some of this heat because like my face still looked how it looked. So she's doing my face, talking to her, having a nice conversation because like I said, she is nice. But I feel like I should have known something was up because of the way people around us were reacting to this. So, you know, on this type of like environment, these campaigns, they're on time schedules, right? So every couple minutes someone's coming in like, hey, how much time? Because, you know, she needs to be on set in 10 minutes, in 5 minutes, all that stuff, right? So they're coming in frequently to check up on her. And they're coming in and they come in, they're like, hey, how much time left? And then they look at me and they're like, oh, you look great, right? The pitch starts going up in the voice. You look great. Oh, okay. Wow, I can't wait to see you out there. Like the big eyes, right? Just looking at you. I feel like you can tell when someone is genuinely complimenting you and when it's like, I gotta say something because this is gonna be awkward silence if I don't let you see what I'm saying. So they're like, oh, okay, I can't wait to see you out there. Let me know how much time you need. Right? This is literally how they're talking. And it's every person that comes in, right? Because different people are coming in to check up and see how much time is left, right? But that wasn't a red flag to me for some reason. I don't know, maybe I wasn't in the zone. I was thinking about it. I can't see what it looks like, right? So like, I don't catch on to any of that. So person after person comes in, they're checking to see how much time. And mind you, she took a good amount of time on my face, right? I want to say if not an hour, at least 40 minutes on my face. And then she finishes, right? So now, just like everyone else would when they're getting their makeup done, you want to see what your face looks like, right? When you can actually get up close to a mirror and see what's going on. So I stepped down off her chair and I walked closer to the mirror to see what my face looks like. And I was like, this is what is looking back at me in the mirror. And one of the things I hate is even if my mouth is trying to keep it polite, because like I've said, don't like confrontation. I don't like having to hurt people's feelings. So even if my mouth is trying to be nice about it, my face just won't allow it. I'm a New Yorker, I'm an Aquarius, and I'm Haitian. Okay, I was just set up for failure at birth as far as like having the whole poker face thing goes, right? So I'm looking at my face like, and she's looking there like, yes, don't you love it? Yes. And I'm like, okay. And I'm trying to remain positive. I'm thinking to myself, okay, now I feel like we've all seen different scenarios where we look at models and we're like, what exactly was the thought process with this makeup, right? But the modeling world is different because these are pictures that are being taken for magazine covers, billboards, commercials, so runways. So it's going to be more dramatic. It's going to be bolder because they're not going for, you know, a makeup look that you're wearing to Walmart. They're not going for a makeup look that you're gonna wear to the company picnic. They're going for makeup looks that are going to be bold, questionable, different, right? So I understand that. I'm pretty sure there have been models out there who didn't like their hair and makeup because it's just not their style, right? Maybe they're more of the chapstick and mascara makeup wear and they have to wear, you know, bold yellow eyeliner that touches their ears, stuff like that, right? So that makes sense. But I feel like there's a difference between that and makeup or hair where it's like, it looks like that because you don't know what you're doing, right? Like you got me who is a Fenty 445 in a 320. Like there's a difference between that, right? So now, again, if you've seen, or you can look at the picture. So now I've got a wig on where my hairline is here, okay? And the wig is over here. That's what my hair looks like. And then that's what my face looks like. And I'm like, okay, this must be what the brand wants, right? So I'm gonna go out on set and start taking these pictures, and that's exactly what I do. And again with that whole like, this all should have been red flags. I walk out there and, you know, like everyone's looking at me because I'm about to take these pictures and they're again giving that, oh, okay, you ready? Are you ready to take these pictures? You're excited, all this, right? And I'm like, okay. So I'm standing there, they take a couple pictures, boom, 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 right? And then the photographer goes, can you just give us like 1 second? And I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, you know, do what you gotta do. So the photographer goes over to the rest of her crew, right? And they're standing there, they're talking and they're looking. They're talking and they're looking at me. So she's holding her camera in her hand like this, and they're looking at like, right? So I'm standing there like, if the floor could just open up and swallow me, that'd be nice. I'd appreciate it. Okay, so they continue on with their little, okay, but like, look at this, and then look at that. So they finish their conversation and she walks back over to me, but she walks back over to me with a person, right? We're gonna call him Michael. She walks back over, she's like, hey, so this is Michael. Michael's gonna take you to the back and he's just gonna give you a couple touch-ups on your face, right? She gave me a reason to. I don't remember what I think she said something like, he's gonna give you a touch-up because the makeup isn't showing up on camera or something like that. Now listen. I'm pretty sure that's the reason that she gave for why he was gonna take me back there and give me some touch-ups to my face. If this is what my face, listen, you're telling me that blush, that lip color, all of that's not picking up on camera? Okay. Now, so she hands me off to Michael, and Michael and I look at each other before we start walking to the back. Now, if you're black and let's say you're at a company and you're the only black person who works there, right? You know that feeling when they hire another black person and now you two are looking at each other like, if you know, you know. That feeling, that's how Michael that's how Michael and I look at each other, right? So she hands me out to Michael. Michael and I are like, yeah, boo, let's go fix this, right? He also looks at my hair like, and I'm like, child, it's a long story. Okay, so we start walking to the same room that the makeup was done, and she's in there, right? She's still in there. So she sees us coming, and she like hops up out of the chair, and she's like, oh, is something wrong? I hope the way I said that doesn't sound passive aggressive, because I feel like saying is something wrong just naturally sounds passive aggressive, right? But that's not how she said it, right? It wasn't like oh, is something wrong? Like, why are you coming back here? Like, why, right? But that's just how she said it. She said, oh, is something wrong? And she hops out of the chair to like start picking up her brushes and stuff like that, which I'm assuming like makeup artists are used to, you know, having a model come back, they have to fix their face, anything like that, right? But she starts going to her brushes and, you know, starts looking at me and stuff like that. And Michael goes, oh, you know, they just wanted to send me back here and do a little something to her face, whatever, blah, 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 right? So, like, it sinks into her that you're not going to be the one who's doing the touch-ups on my face, right? Michael's going to do it. And when I tell you, like, the whole mood just, like, shifts in the room, it's such an awkward feeling. And either Michael is just like really focused on his craft and, you know, perfecting it and what he's doing, or he's a really good actor because he paid it absolutely no mind. But like, you could feel the tension in the room because you can tell she feels some type of way, because not only did they find enough faults in her work that it had to be touched up, but it had to be touched up and kind of redone by someone else, right? So she stays in the room the entire time that he's doing it. And Michael's a complete sweetheart, okay? Amazing personality, funny, keeps you, you know, like still active in the chair. So you're not just sitting there bored while someone plays on your face, stuff like that. And like I'm saying, like he's just like in his own bubble, own mind, whatever. Like I don't even think he realizes, or again, either he realized it and didn't care, like I've got my own stuff to do, or he's just like that focused, right? But she even gets to the point where she gets up out of the chair where she is watching hard while he's pretty much redoing my face, and comes over and stands like over his shoulder watching, like, oh, so what are you doing to her face? So what are you doing? Like, so she's pretty much standing over his shoulder, and she's standing over me while he's redoing my face, right? Just the whole time just staring over, like. So Michael is pretty much paying her no mind, but I can't even make eye contact with this lady because, again, she's standing above me, right? I can't even do any like little these while she's standing there because it's just so awkward because the tension was so thick in the room. And I want to make sure you know it's not like angry tension, right? Like not like I'm giving off attitude and this and that while she's standing there, but like it's hurt tension. You can tell that her feelings are very hurt because she's not dumb, right? She can look and she can tell that this is not normal. I'm just doing touch-ups to your face. She can tell he's pretty much redoing her entire face. And I think I was the only person whose face that she did that day. So like you can put two and two together and know like, oh, my work wasn't good enough and now they're completely redoing it. So you can tell that her feelings are hurt. And again, that's where I'm like, I want to feel bad because like I just don't like that type of energy around, right? But like I can't because yeah, you did your best, but if that's what your best is, then there's a problem because again, like I said, you're getting paid for it, right? So he finishes my face, and my face ended up looking like, if you guys have seen what the campaign looks like, and they pretty much made Michael like my designated makeup artist. They pretty much only had him do my face for the rest of the time that I was there, because I was there for a week and I was on set for 3 days while I was there, and he's the one who did my face for the rest of the time that I was there. And thinking about it, I'm gonna actually tell y'all who Michael is, because these are the makeup artists that deserve the recognition, that deserve the gigs, that deserve to be booked. So this is Michael. That's his Instagram. Super creative, super positive. Like I said, to any brands out there watching, this is who you want on set, okay? One, the makeup artist with range, okay? He's gonna give you light, medium, tan, deep, dark, neutral, yellow, pink, undertones, all of that, right? And he's got the personality as well. So this is who you want on set. Go follow him, go check him out. portfolio website is in the bio. Make sure you check that out. If you're watching this, love you. Okay. And that's who did my makeup for the rest of the time that I was there. And I'm telling y'all, I didn't see her again for the rest of the time that I was there. Not like after that situation, I finished up for the day, all that stuff, right? I did not see her again for the rest of the week that I was there. Not just she didn't touch my face again, but like I didn't see her there at all doing anyone else's face. I don't know what happened with that, but I mean, so moving on, I was booked for a different campaign as a model. This one actually happened before the other one, and this has a hair story too, so let me tell you that first, right? So just like the other campaign, I was told what hair to bring. I bring that. I was told what clothes to bring that. I show up, and again, easy to work with. Just tell me what you want me to do, tell me where you want me to sit, look up when you want me to look up, turn when you want me to turn, all that stuff, right? We're gonna call him James. So this is James who's doing my hair, right? But this time around, I bring a closure. So the other one was a frontal. This time around, I have a closure for him to do this campaign with. And y'all know closures are a lot easier than frontals, a lot easier to install, maintain, all that stuff, right? So this should be really easy, especially since these are celebrity hairstylists that we're talking about and celebrity makeup artists, okay? I've been in the business for 20 years, so this should be really easy, right? Y'all, I wish I had another wig laying around so you could like fully see what I'm talking about. When I tell you, he took that wig and said, that's how he installed it. He literally just put it on my head. That was it, right? Actually, he didn't just put it on. He put it on and then he wanted to curl it. So he wanted me to have a curly look for this campaign. So he starts curling the wig, and you guys, if you've ever curled hair, you know, you gotta hold on to it, like curl it, all this. It's a lot of moving around, right? So while he's doing it, he now has the nerve to be getting frustrated because the wig is sliding back while he's curling it. And I'm sitting there like, gee, I wonder why it's sliding back like that. It's almost like it has nothing to hold on to, you know, because there's no melting, there's no glue, there's no application. You literally just put it on my head like I'm wearing a hat, right? And then so when I was there to do two things for the brand, right? I was going to film my own little tutorial for the brand and then film an actual like photo shoot. So he did my hair. I went to set, and then on the set, I have to do my own makeup for a tutorial for a video for them, right? So while I'm doing the tutorial, applying my own makeup, they keep having to call him over because the wig keeps sliding back because, again, it's just sitting there on my head. So what does he do so that they can stop having to call him over to, you know, pull the wig back down? He brings out what I guess is hairstylists like secret weapons when it comes to installing wigs, the bobby pins. And he bobby pins the wig into the braids that are under the wig, right? So that's his solution on how to install this wig. Okay, so I finally finished filming the tutorial parts of what I'm there to do. And now I have to go to the makeup artist so she can do my face for the actual campaign that I'm filming for them, right? So I go over to her, and again, like, I be missing these red flags that should be telling me that this is not going to go well. I sit down in her chair, and she picks up some micellar water, and she starts removing the makeup that I had applied myself, right? But she doesn't, like, completely remove it. Now, I'm not a working makeup artist. I don't know, you know, again, when you're on sets like this, you've got time schedules that you got to stick with and all that stuff. But I would think, like, if I was doing someone else's face, wouldn't I want the canvas that I'm working on to, like, fully be me? Like, you could still see some little pieces of the makeup that I had applied still on my face before she started doing it herself. And I don't know, it's just weird to me. Like, wouldn't you want to, like, remove all of that? But anyway, so I missed that red flag, right? But what told me, like, okay, I see where this is going. She pulls out the shade of foundation that she's going to use for me, and I was like, okay. So at least I catch this red flag, right? So in my mind, I'm like, okay. At least I can still fix this. Because you guys know I've tried just about every mainstream popular foundation that there is out there. So I know my shades in these foundations. If I'm ever sitting there, I'm like, oh, I actually wear, you know, 445 in Fenty. I wear this, I wear that, right? I want to say it was Estee Lauder Double Wear that she was using. I want to say that's what it was. So, I'm trying to subliminally, casually let you know, like, this is what it is. I said something like, oh, I'm actually like 6N in this foundation, but do you have 6W? Because I've always wondered, am I really 6N or should I be wearing 6W? And this is my casual way of letting you know that I'm actually in the 6 range and you're trying to put the 2 range on my face, okay? She didn't catch on to that. She was just like, oh no, I actually don't have those shades. And then she just continued doing my face, like it completely oblivious to the fact that I am telling you, no, like, this is the range that you should be in, and you're about 5 octaves higher than where you should be, okay? So I'm like, okay, well, at least I tried, right? And I'm thinking like, did you not see the shade of foundation that I had on my face before you wiped it off? No? Okay. She puts the foundation on, she puts concealer on, and then she puts on powder to set my face, set my concealer, set my foundation. I'll say, yeah, you could tell that my foundation was lighter than it should be, but it wasn't as horrible as some of the things that you guys have seen on my face, right? She also was like the makeup artist who does, your skin but better. So that could also be a reason why, like, you could tell that this is not the correct shades you should be using on my face, but she didn't use as much. So, there's still some of my own skin peeking through. So she applies that, and there's no contour, there's no bronzer, and if that's what she thinks my foundation shade is, then I would assume that she doesn't have a contour or bronzer shade for me to use. But what really gets me is that's the foundation shade, that's the concealer shade, and then some powder, no darkening up the rest of my face with any contour or bronzer. This girl pulls out blush and puts it on my face like the blush was on my face in the first picture that I showed you guys. I would show you on my actual face right now, but actually, yeah, why not? Actually, no, because I want to finish the video looking a hot mess. After I finish the video, I will insert a clip of how she applied this blush onto my face. But I don't know what that is. Maybe makeup artists out there think, if I can't get it right with the color matching on their face, how I can solve it? I will just bathe their face in blush, and people won't notice that their foundation shade does not match. And that's exactly what she did. She bathed my face in blush and then set me off to set. So now she sent me off to set for the photo shoot of this, right? And the photo shoot was actually with another model, and ironically, that model was also at the other shoot as well. I don't know how often I'm sure that happens often actually in the modeling world, but I'm sitting here like, oh, okay, seeing you twice. And the thing is, she also did the other model's makeup for this. The PR in me is thinking about this, like, how does that make sense to have one model whose face looks like she's ready for the Oscars, right? Very, formal dress, suit and tie type of makeup. You guys know what type of makeup comes to mind for the Oscars, right? So that's what one model looks like. And the other model's face looks like she's ready for Coachella, right? She's like big blush, like all the way up here. The rest of her face just looking a hot mess. And then the other one, very, face for her. Like, and we have to take the pictures together. Like, how is this campaign going to look like it made sense? The 2 models look like they're going to 2 different occasions. But ironically, this shoot never saw daylight because the company that I was doing it for, they were launching something else that I was taking these photos for, and they never launched it. Like, they never, to this day, because it's been a couple years now, it's never been launched before. So the pictures thankfully never saw the light of day. But I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, this is not my job, okay? But the few times I've experienced this environment, you see how the stories sound similar? I'm going through the same things in these situations, and you hear this stuff all the time. Like, just the other day, I heard the story of the black actress from High School Musical. I don't remember what her name is, but she announced that, when she was filming the movie, she had to wear headbands the entire time because they didn't have anyone on set who knew how to do black hair. And I've heard that, Lupita does her own makeup, and I think for the same reasons. Like, okay, well, if y'all ain't gonna hire someone who knows how to do it, I'm gonna just do it myself, right? Because my thing is, what is the point, right? What is the point of saying, yeah, we're gonna be diverse and inclusive and have models of this shade range and, you know, male models and this, because we're so inclusive, we're so this, and then, you know, you don't keep that energy across the board with what it's like for those models on set, right? Because your options are either you're gonna look crazy or you gotta do it yourself. Because you don't keep that same energy with the outside contracts that you sign, right? You don't keep that same energy with the employees that you have throughout the brand, right? Because like if you had the employees who were on set, they wouldn't let you go out there looking like that, right? They would be like, oh, you ever see when the campaigns, like brands catch heat because they let a model go out there and they were looking like, if you had someone on set who knew that's not how they should be looking, that wouldn't happen. But you don't keep that energy across the board with your inclusivity and your diversity and all that stuff, right? So it's like, what is the point? Okay, because you throwing out a commercial which, you know, somehow they managed to get the models of different complexions looking either decent, or sometimes you still put them out there looking a hot ass mess. In the case of makeup, like, if you can't get the makeup to look right on them, like, as a consumer, how is that enticing me to want to buy it? Like, why should I have to worry about what my face looks like off of professionals that you hired? Like, remember when Ant did my makeup? He's a professional makeup artist, so it's not like they're not out here. It's not like they don't exist. Why aren't you checking portfolios? Why aren't you checking for the range that these people have? And like, it's not a coincidence that the few times I've had my makeup professionally done and it actually looked nice, the artists that did them have something in common, okay? So it baffles my mind. And while I'm here, can I also point out that it's not the same, you know, when you get your makeup professionally done for your wedding or for prom or stuff like that, as when a model is getting it done for a campaign that they're filming. Because when you're getting it done for your wedding, anything like that, the check is coming from you, okay? So your opinion is what matters at the end of the day. They're not going to stop until you're satisfied because you are writing the check that they want to cash, okay? When it comes to models, they don't care if you like your hair, you like your makeup by the end, because like you don't have the final say. So they're not trying to please you. They're trying to please whoever booked them for that campaign, right? And whoever booked them, again, either doesn't care or doesn't know better, which you'd be surprised. They really don't know better that your face isn't supposed to look like that for your skin tone for the campaign, right? So I'm saying this because people do a little too much when people start speaking out about, you know, how they were treated behind, like the girl from High School Musical. Well, why didn't you say something? Well, why did you let that? Why did you leave the chair like that? It's not the same for people like that. Like, let's not act like you have that energy every day at work for your coworkers, for your boss when they exhibit some type of microaggression, okay? And let's not act like if they do say something, it's not going to hinder any future chances that they have. And this is what they do to pay the bills, right? So you know, you of all people should know, you gotta move in these type of environments, picking your battles, okay? So let's have a little more empathy for these, a little more grace for these people when they speak out. I'm not talking about myself because, like I said, this is not my job, okay? It's not my job. But I'm talking about when I see it for other people, like, don't do that. They probably did a lot to come out and say this, so let's be a little nicer, okay? But those are my experiences getting my makeup professionally done. Let me know, you know, if you've experienced anything like that, or if you experience this for stuff like that, you know, for personal reasons, maternity shoots, headshots, anything like that. Let me know your experiences down below, how some of these makeup artists out here could do better. Maybe there are some out there who don't realize that they could do better, and they could read the comments and see that. And there are some who probably know that they should be doing better but don't care to. And for you, I can't say what I want to say, so I'm gonna go ahead and end the video. So I hope you guys like this story time. Make sure to thumbs up, comment, subscribe, turn on notification bells, all of that down below. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Let me show y'all how she applied that blush in the second story. She said, okay, and then like pounding. Y'all not seeing heaven. Y'all not.